International Media TV. Television that listens to you.
Hi, I'm Johnnie Burrell. Welcome to the program.
I'm here with Tamika Johnson, one of the family members of the owners of the Marcus Bookstore here in San Francisco. I'm hoping you can share with us just a few of your thoughts on, on the relaunch of Marcus Books in San Francisco.
Okay, a little overwhelming right now. There's a lot of old, a lot of new, we were gone for a while and, always held it in our heart, and we have the store in Oakland, so we're there, we have our presence, but obviously coming back to Fillmore.
How is that? How is that for you?
I don't know yet. It's a lot. I mean, it's just so much support. You never know who's still around, who's doing what with gentrification and all the changes. I just don't know who's here, who remembers. Just a lot of that is kind of going through me right now. But just really proud of my mom with all that she's done, holding on to her passion, and her legacy is just inspiring. I mean, I trust her and all that she does, and so I'm just supportive of her love.
Hi, thank you for speaking with us this evening. This is actually our first interview this evening. Can I ask who you are and what your affiliation with Marcus Books is?
Well, my name is Louis Watts, and I am the co-author of a book called Harlem of the West, which is a sort of pictorial and oral history of the Fillmore from the beginning of World War II until the late 60s when it was redeveloped away.
Fantastic. So what is your experience with Marcus Books?
Well, first of all, Marcus Books probably sold more copies of our book when it came out in 2006 than any other bookstore in the country. So I was, always very happy. I've sort of done book events and other things there because it was always in a really important cultural. So I was devastated when it was closed and they lost the building. And that building is really important because it was the building that Jimbo's Bop City, one of the after hours famous places, and it got moved from Post Street there. So the fact that it's reopening I'm very happy about. It's a miracle, and I'm really happy, and it sounds like this may be the sort of start of something even bigger where they'll have a even more permanent and larger place, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah. I mean, I really hope so as well. I think we were all rooting for Marcus Books to, really be here for a long time moving forward, and I mean, it's just such a treasure for San Francisco to have.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. It's the oldest African American bookstore in the country.
Exactly.
It's really, really important, yeah. The joke, well, it's not a joke, but whenever I was on Fillmore Street, everybody would say, "When is your book coming out?" I mean, I really want to know.
Yeah.
So I'm really thrilled that, as I said, the venue that has been the biggest support and a way for people from this community to get their hands on the history was Marcus Books. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, absolutely. Can I ask, are you planning on any future titles coming out? I don't want to put you on the spot or anything.
I have a book. I did it called New Orleans Suite, which is actually about the culture of New Orleans before, during, and after Hurricane Katrina, and that's out now. And I've been working on a project on migration in Europe, the refugee situation, which I kind of got because it related to my own history of my family coming from the South, and there's a lot of parallels. So
I can totally see that.
I'm working on that now, and hopefully look for that in the future.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us today. I'm here at the opening of Marcus Books. I was just wondering if you guys wanted to just say who you are and what the opening means to you.
Hi, my name is Gail Meadows, and I'm a member of the Monday Night Club. We met every Monday night to try to save Marcus Bookstore. So this is a wonderful, momentous night for me.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm also super happy to see them come back to San Francisco as well.
And my name's Denise Sullivan. I'm an author, and I'm also an advocate for our local bookstores. I was also on the team with Gail and a host of others who were really invested in keeping the bookstore open and in the city, so we couldn't be happier than to see the return of Marcus Books to this side of the Bay, because San Francisco has been losing bookstores at a fast clip. But in particular, the only and oldest African-American bookstore in the country was a huge loss, and now we can celebrate its resurgence, or what would it be? It's resurrection, or it's...
resurrection. I think that's a great word for it. I think that's a great word for it.
The resurrection.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're so happy that you both are here tonight, and thank you so much for sharing.
I'd like to say that I am Gail Meadows. I'm the founder and director of the Meadows Livingstone School, and the Meadows Livingstone School is the only Afrocentric school in San Francisco. So when Marcus left, we're thinking there's this out-migration of black people. Will there be a closing of our school? Unfortunately, there isn't.
Because it's all related.
It's all related to this out-migration, yes. Yeah. So it's a wonderful night for us.
May I add something?
Yes, absolutely.
I primarily write about music and jazz in particular, and Marcus Books was a tremendous resource for African American arts and culture, and particularly Karen Johnson was a great first-hand resource, and I will enjoy chatting with her again at the store.
Oh, yeah.
And Karen Johnson's family. I think we have 4 generations of her family at our school.
Oh my gosh, that is really something. That is great.
So I feel that they're my family too, because it is a family school, and I know all their family, and they know my family. Right? So it's wonderful.
What neighborhood are you guys located in?
We're in the Mission. That's another story. There's the out-migration of Latinos in the Mission. Right. So
fabulous. I'm so glad you both are here tonight. That's wonderful.
I'm Naomi Jelks. I'm a librarian at the San Francisco Main Library, and I do programming there. I've worked with Afro Solo when I was a librarian for the African American Center, and now I do programming there. So I was thrilled to hear that there was a pop-up space for Marcus Books here at the Arts and Cultural Center, which has been so pivotal in supporting black arts and culture within San Francisco, and specifically in the Western Addition community. I look at Marcus Books as a shining light for black literature, and really helping to support our communities and our children to know their history and know themselves. So I'm very honored to be here, and I'm happy to see so many black people out here to support this.
Thank you so much, Naomi.
Sure. My name is Thomas Simpson. I'm the founder and the artistic director of the Afro Solo Theater Company. We're fortunate enough to be housed right here in this building. When I think about Marcus Books, I think about a cultural institution that has been here for generations. So it's really nice that they're going to be a part of this center, but more important than that, they're going to be part of the community again. It's almost like having a relative come home. Have a relative come be in the neighborhood, to have a relative around. That's what Marcus Books has been for this community, but not only for us, but for the world. So having them stationed here again is really nice. I'm excited about them being here. I'm looking forward to them being here, and I'm hoping that they have a long, long life here in the African American Art and Culture Complex.
So if you wouldn't mind telling us who you are and what the reopening of Marcus Books means to you.
I am Reverend Arnold Townsend, the president of the board here at the African American Art and Cultural Complex. Marcus Books coming here is tremendously exciting for a lot of reasons. One, that jewel, that precious stone that our community nourished and created does not need to leave our community.
I agree.
That's the first thing. It is a legacy for our children. The information that they can find in this place, they can't readily find anywhere else. Secondly, in this building is so significant because this was once the former home of the San Francisco Redevelopment Agency, the offices of the organization that tore our community asunder and destroyed the other Marcus bookstores and African American businesses in this community. For them to be resurrected here is just better than ironic. It is absolutely exquisite.
So I didn't even know that. Yeah, that is great. That is great.
Important. Yeah. And then because they're in a building that is controlled by this community, it says also the emphasis and the importance we place on Marcus Books and on learning. Hey, babe. So this is exciting for us. It's really exciting.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for speaking with us this evening. I'm hoping that you wouldn't mind just sharing a few words about yourselves and what the reopening of Marcus Books means to you.
Yeah, so I'm Kevin. I live here in the city. I've lived here about a year. I've never been down to this neighborhood too much, really. So this is kind of exposure to a new place for me. But it's great to see all these people gathered in one place that hopefully can become a space for everybody to come and learn and meet new people. So just to see that happening in San Francisco and my city is really exciting.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, my name's Nicole, and I've lived in the city for about 4 years, and also really haven't spent much time in this neighborhood, but I'm really excited to be here and be a part of this community-driven project. I think it's super important, and
Yeah, we're so glad you can make it as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I'm Tara. I've also lived here about 4 years, a little west of here near the Divisadero corridor. And one of my housemates helped participate in the design project around the space that's going to be here. And so I heard snippets throughout the year of what was happening here, and it just seemed like such a cool initiative to bring back such a historic place. So
Fantastic. Thank you all for talking to us this evening.
Thank you.
We would love you to tell us about yourselves and what the reopening of Marcus Books in San Francisco means to you.
I'm going to defer to Karen here.
No, I want to know what it means to you, dude.
Well, I live on the edge of this neighborhood, and I think it's a really wonderful sign of some things coming back and some energy. And I'm also the professor for the students that helped in the effort, so I'm really proud because this is exactly the kind of things that we wanted to see happen.
That's great. Thank you so much.
My name's Ted. I'm a friend of the store. I used to work for a nonprofit magazine. We did some business with Marcus Books. We had a zine that was a product of memoir writing workshops with juvenile kids at Woodside Juvenile Detention Center. And so Karen, the first time I go in there, and show her the books, so show her the zines, and she's like, of course, we'd love to sell them, and gotten to know her since then, and gotten to know, the family and the store, and I was, volunteered with the effort to save the store on Fillmore, and unfortunately, that didn't work out, but everything good comes back, everything, might go away for a while, but reblooms and comes back, and I think it's great that the store is coming back. The neighborhood's definitely missed it since it's been gone. It was a great, magnet and anchor for the community, and it's, great it's back, and great Karen and Greg and Tamiko and all the Johnson family are back here now too, where they belong.
What would you like to share in terms of your own feelings about the reopening of Marcus Books here in San Francisco?
Well, I'm really happy to have books made available to young people in the community. I think that's really important. As you can see, I'm a very analog person. I really love things that I can touch and feel in terms of getting information and just that practice of reading out of a book and not off a computer. I think it's really important. I think there's a lot that's missed in the computer, like the covers and just everything, the whole experience. So I'm really happy to have that be available to young people in the community. That makes me very happy inside.
So what's going on this evening here at this table?
Well, for this project, it's really important for Marcus and for the AAACC to hear the community and what the community wants from this space and making sure that their voices are heard. And so for this specific setup, we have built out sort of the service design prototype of what this space will be. We built out foam core bookshelves. We're asking the community to add their vision of what Marcus could be at the AAACC. So we've got the architectural renderings that people are sketching on, drawing on. We got some post-it notes that people are putting their ideas up there. Just getting as many voices heard as we can so that we can help move this project forward faster, bigger, and more beautiful.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
And at the end of it, I said what I said at the beginning of the conversation, which is I would love if we can figure out a way to bring Marcus back to the city at AAACC, at the African American Art and Culture Complex. Right. And you didn't give me an answer that day. I left there with no answer, but you emailed me about a week and a half later, and you said, let's talk a little bit more about this thing. And since then, the California College of the Arts has come in. a group from that program decided to work with us and start this visioning process that you and I began. And I just want to thank you for being open. I mean, you're one of my moms. I have multiple moms in the community, and it's not an age thing, right? It's really because I
want a mom that's older.
I have some that are younger than me. I'm just saying advisors, right? People that give you and point you in the right direction. Yeah. And so I've known your daughter, actually Corey and Tamiko. We spent time on this stage as kids together, you know? So in many ways, it's a homecoming. And I just am thankful for everyone for coming out. I want you all to spread the message, because the idea is that, you know, this is foam core. I don't know if you felt it, right? And what that means is it's not permanent. But what it's here for is to give you an idea of what this will be. Okay? And so we're going to need everybody's help in bringing it to fruition, right? Because everything that's ever been was something that was thought before and then turned into a reality. Okay? It started with the conversation, right? And now we're all standing in this room together. So the idea is, what can it become? I don't want to hog the mic, Karen. I know you said you didn't want to say anything. I don't know if you do want to say. We are looking at the fall, just so you know, or the spring, right? Because we're working toward what this will be. I hope it's the fall. I hope it's sooner than later, because people are coming to us. I mean, when they had the rodeo, right, recently, people were coming in AAACC. Hey, I heard Marcus is here. Can I buy tickets, right, for the rodeo? Like, people already can't wait for it to already be a reality. So that's what's deep about it, right? People are coming in. Authors have been calling us from the East Coast. Hey, I heard Marcus is coming in to the center. When can we come read our books? We'll fly out, right? I mean, it's crazy already just from the seed being planted. So, Tamiko, please.
She's so happy to do this.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Tamiko. I am Tamiko, co-owner of Marcus Books with my mom here. We've been doing this for quite some time. I think you guys all know that. It's a little overwhelming right now. Kind of never really thought we'd be doing this again like this, but really grateful that everybody's here. I see all my friends and my friends-to-be, and it's just, it's really, really, really cool. I don't even know what to say. This is just really a lot, you know, and I know that it's just going to be better, and that's important and useful, and I'm just really thrilled to get back to my passion and the passion of our family. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Karen? Come on. They're just going to get a photo.
Somebody have my speech ready? What's my speech?
Yes, Johnny. Jeez, Johnny.
There you go.
We got it on tape.
You know, one day we were walking down the street like this, and two guys thought we were gay. Yeah, we really love each other.
Squeezing.
Information minister. This is what you look like when you keep it lit. Thank you for that.
So I just want to say one last thing is make sure you give us your contact information so we can keep you updated as things continue to be updated. I also want to thank all the graduate students who helped us so far. You know, the head of the program is also here, so we're gonna see if he can encourage another group to continue the work on this particular project, because I think it's incredibly important to the community. Marcus being here makes this community feel valued. Not that we're not valuable, but it adds to the value. You know, I just want, you all know that, but I'm just wanted to say it. So, thank you. Leave it there.
Okay, I do have something to say.
Yay!
Don't get excited. Calm down. So I have 5 kids, and we went through 6 different public schools, where we would go to the school and meet the teachers and find out they were so racist that to keep from going to jail, from taking a baseball bat, to some of the way those teachers treated our kids, we had to just keep moving. Do you know what I'm saying? 6 times, just moving like I can't, because I'm going to beat the mess out of this person, what you told my kids, right? So one day in the bookstore, this woman comes in and she's buying 300-page young adult novels, and she looked like a teacher, so I introduced myself. I asked her if she taught middle school, and she said, no, these are for my 7-year-olds. She got my attention. That's what I was looking for. Someone that knows that a black kid has a brain, and you start there. So I put my youngest kids in there, my grandkids in there. Anybody who came in the store buying a children's book, I had to let them know that there's a place where you don't have to go through that shit, where your kids feel good about themselves, where they like themselves, where they end up having a life designed around their own priorities, where they know that they're valued not more than anybody else. They don't snob other people. They know their wealth. And that Get Up, Stand Up is the school song. Are you feeling me? The kids know what it means, and you should hear them. They rock the song. They even got to sing Thank You, Sister Rosa, for Rosa Parks. That's how kick-ass these kids are. And they grow up to be wonderful, loving, self-contained, respectful adults who fulfill whatever their personal dream. If you wanted to be a poet, you're the best poet there is. The best dancers, the best teachers, the best mother, whatever it is. So, it's called Meadows Livingstone School. If you know any black kid in San Francisco, we live in Oakland, but we got a group that commutes every day across that bridge and back to get our kids to this school where they feel valued, and they're so happy. Sometimes I've been there and almost been to tears to see how much these kids love themselves. Okay? Meadows Livingstone School. By the way, this is Gail Meadows right here. She should be the superintendent of California. She's also having a benefit September, so get a flyer. It's so good for your heart and your conscience. And I'm out.
Can you tell us who you are and what the reopening of Marcus Books here in San Francisco means to you?
First of all, I'm busting happy because I'm one of these happy native San Franciscans.
I love it.
The last 3%. So I brought my nieces and my nephews to Marcus Book on Fillmore. I was born and raised in this neighborhood, and to see what has happened to it has really got me taking a nap. But I've decided that I want to just concentrate on positive. So as soon as I saw this come on Facebook, I shared it on everything with social media.
That was great.
Because it's a sign that there's hope. Because with Marcus Book coming back to San Francisco, within the Western Edition Fillmore, which they want to change the name anyway, but anyway, it's a good facility for us to be able to come to and be a community. Read a book. That's how Marcus Book used to be. Oh, we used to sit, maybe sometimes take a nap or whatever, but it was part of our community. And I was just talking to one brother who was part of the planning committee that this is going to be a place, maybe a little cafe where people could come and be part of the community. The other thing that I'm just so excited about that I'm not going to cry because I'm very emotional.
Yeah, it is emotional.
It's the unity of the African American culture. Like, we have resources, the resources we have to come together to make them even powerful. We got a little bit here in Bayview, Hunters Point, we got a little bit here, a little bit there, very little. But to come together and make little big and have a place of pride and a place that there's history here, and they're trying to repeat the same thing with urban development that happened in the 60s. Now we've got RAD, and now we've got gentrification. No, we have got to fight in San Francisco, and to have a wonderful intellectual, educational, reading, literature to be our catalyst to come together. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of the museum downtown, where we all group together, because it's only 3% of us that are left.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully I have a dream that this is the beginning of the migration back to San Francisco since the big migration in the 60s, and then that second migration that's just happened here with the .com industry coming in. Marcus Books is my heart. I remember just coming in and all the people that would come in to talk about their books, because I think Jesse Jackson's son was there, and so all of that, I've got signed books and everything. So to have them back in walking distance from where I live, and in my hood, in the neighborhood, my heart is hopeful. And I'm so pleased for our community, because we do have to fight. We're going to have to fight. It's going to be a fight to even keep this going and get it the way we want it and spread the word. So I want to just say I'm so pleased. It's promising that San Francisco, the African Americans in San Francisco, at least have a couple of places we can unite together and spread the word of what's happening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, hope goes a long way. Yes, you did, but if you could say it one more time.
So my name is Phyllis Bowie, and I actually have a show on San Francisco Public Access Television that's going to look at all the African Americans in San Francisco and all the issues we have with food and health and everything, and it's called Living with Phyllis.
Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate the words and everything.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We're here with Darlene Coleman, one of San Francisco Bay Area's, as well as the country, really, jazz vocalists. Thank you so much for speaking with us this evening. Could you just tell us a few words about what the reopening of Marcus Books in San Francisco means to you?
Well, first of all, Karen Johnson, the proprietor, and I are friends through our children who went to school together. That's the first reason I'm really happy to see it reopen here in the Fillmore District, or the Western Addition. And the second is, of course, because the presence that it brought, the stream of consciousness even that it brought through black literature would be missed so much here. I was very disappointed to hear that they were not going to be here for a while, and ecstatic when I heard they were coming back. So it's all about my friendship with her and her family, and it's also about having access to literature that they focus on. So I'm very happy for that reason. Those reasons.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourselves and what the reopening of Marcus Books in San Francisco means to you?
Well, I think it's very significant. It's very historic. Me and my granddaughter were part of the committee that was working to save Marcus Books. And I don't think that the people who bought the building really understood the significance of Marcus Books to the community. So my daughter here is 41, and when I was pregnant with her, Brother Richardson, who started the bookstore, was talking to her while she was in the womb to be born on his birthday, because she was due maybe 2 days later, and he kept talking to you. And he and I were co-signers on the checks for this school, a black independent school that was a few blocks away from here. So his grandchildren were there, and I would see him a couple times a week. So come to find out, his talking to her worked, and she was born on his birthday. And after that, which is April 4th, right?
Birthday mates.
Birthday mates. So after that, they would celebrate their birthday together, or whenever he would see her, he would, "Come here, birthday mate." So our association with the Johnson and Richardson family and the bookstore goes back at least 41 years more, because
What's your name, and what do you think about the reopening of Marcus Books here in San Francisco?
My name is Ryan Marchand, and I'm super thrilled about the reopening of Marcus Books in San Francisco. I am artistic director of a small nonprofit musical theater program based in the Western Addition, and we really work to support literacy. And specifically, a few years ago, we actually commissioned our playwright to write a play about Dr. Richardson and the 50th anniversary of Marcus Books.
Wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah, so it's definitely a part of our legacy and something that we're happy to see return to bolster the community and to create space to see literacy continue.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us this evening.
Thank you very much.
So we're classmates of the students, the design students who helped put this event together tonight. And so we're just here to support and excited to see this all come together. It's a great addition to the space and to the community.
Fantastic, thank you.
So should I say the same thing, or? Okay. All right. So we've been following the progress of this project over the past few months, and we've seen a lot of the renderings and heard about a lot of the meetings along the way. And it's great to just be able to come here into the space and actually see it brought to life.
Thank you so much. Thank you both.
Thank you.
My name is Deanne Matthews, and I'm a local. I live within walking distance of the old Marcus bookstore, but I'm also the author of the Freedom Guide for Music Creators, and Marcus gave me my start. I became an author in Marcus bookstore, sold out the first and the second edition, and was absolutely devastated because the way that went down was just, yeah. But saw this on Facebook, I don't even know, it's just like, wow.
Well, so glad you're here to commemorate, the relaunch of Marcus Books here in San Francisco.
Thank you. It was a real struggle. A lot of people running late today, but I knew I had to be here because you just have to be here. Yeah. This is even closer to my house, so that's even better. I get my exercise, walk down, buy a book, walk back home. It's all good. So there you go.
Thank you for talking to us this evening. Would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself and what the reopening of Marcus Books in San Francisco means to you?
Well, my name is Lisa Gray, and I'm an avid reader, and I'm also a writer. So Marcus means a lot to me because it's a place that honors both of those things in terms of black folks reading and black folks writing. They have a long history of supporting authors of color, particularly black women authors, so that means a lot. So I'm really happy to see this next iteration of what the bookstore is and can be here for San Francisco, because it's an icon and it needs to be here.
Please tell us about yourself, just a little bit about yourselves and what the reopening of Marcus Books here in San Francisco means to you.
Well, my name is Kevin Williams. The reopening of Marcus Bookstores is the reopening of the institution in the Fillmore. It's been here ever since I can remember. I was born and raised in San Francisco, and I've been a resident of the Fillmore district my entire life. My father was a businessman on Fillmore for about 20 years on the same block as the Black Panther San Francisco headquarters. As a matter of fact, he was known as the barber for the Panthers and was the building manager at that time. So I was in and out of the Panther headquarters ever since I was a little boy. As a matter of fact, when they had the Panther breakfast for children, I used to eat there regularly, and I like to joke that I was raised on Panther eggs.
Very nice.
What else?
Oh, no, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anything to add, Mr. Templeton?
Well, I've been selling my books through Marcus Books since 1991, so I'm glad that there's a San Francisco facility. It's tremendously important for the community, not only to have access to the materials, but also just for the important emotional support that we get from the Richardson family and what they've done over the last 50 years. So this is a very significant event for me and a very important event for the community.
I am Whitney Mignon Reed, also known as Whit Reed, and the creator of theurbanwindow.org. What the reopening of Marcus bookstores means to me is that there are obviously people that are trying to bring this landmark space back to life, even though there is a Marcus bookstore in Oakland. I'm actually new to the city, about 8 months in.
Welcome to the city.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But obviously there's so many people here. It's very important. I look forward to learning more about Marcus bookstores and what it's been the knowledge that it's been able to bring to the city. Maybe someone that's been here a little bit longer will be able to understand the true value of it, but I know that the people that it services are people that service me as someone new to the city. So I'm appreciative of this new opportunity for them, and hopefully they can either get their old space back, or people can pitch in the money. All the tech companies that are here, all the people that are making money off of their spaces will be able to just fund a Marcus bookstore and make it a national historic landmark for the city of San Francisco.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Natasha Noltemeyer, and I just think that the reopening of Marcus Books is really a celebration of resiliency, especially like this community, this neighborhood, and this city in general has just gone through so much in the last few years and decades even. So I think it's just wonderful to see the celebration of a community and coming back and being able to retake what was theirs and what is theirs. And so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's great.
I'm a local musician. My daddy took me to Marcus all the time, and I was little. I met my tutor here at a book signing, and it's great that Marcus is coming back here to be a part of the Fillmore, because this is a big part of Fillmore's history, and it's great to have a relic for African Americans and everyone back here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm a native of San Francisco and of the Fillmore, and I grew up reading books for Marcus, and I would buy books for Marcus for my kids. They're in their 20s now. So Marcus is a big part of my life, and when it closed, I was devastated, and it's coming back, and I'm ecstatic.
So am I. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.